It ain't always gonna be pretty. This is a public service announcement. Black is not for sale. It's not. Community is not for sale. It's not. And what they build is in front of us without any intentions of including us. So we gotta understand they shit ain't for us either. Yo, welcome back. I'm one of many. I represent the brand called LessWork Local Lifestyle. And today, we celebrating a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? Or we recognize and we highlight and we paying homage. You know, we going back. We doing a lot. You know what I mean? And with the intentions of shedding or shining light on fathers for one, like myself, and a lot of my homies, man. Like I gathered a couple of my friends on behalf of Juneteenth, on behalf of Father's Day, on behalf of Edo's, Culturally Rooted. Shout out Tara. And we just wanted to come together and basically give our points of views on what it means to be a father, Juneteenth, and just the energy around that information. So me personally, what it means to be a father is hard work, to be honest. I'm an active father of 2 girls. And just being the opposite of a boy and a girl, it's tough, it's challenging, it's things you don't understand. It's a lot to learn from, you know, your children, seeing that, you know, of course I'm a father of girls. So one of my daughters, she's transitioning into like her maturity stages, and where her mother have to be more so hands-on than I could be as a father. So what I can be in those moments is vocal guidance, just being there, moral support. So it's a lot that goes into fatherhood. I think it's the stages change as your children develop, your responsibilities. Like, cause my younger daughter, she just basically getting potty trained. She just catching on to that. You know what I mean? So she still like, you know, have some accidents, but it's just more about like, I can't control the fact that I can go to the bathroom whenever I want to, but it's like, as a child, these are the stages that you have to go through, and we tend to take for granted as older or adults or parents. So fatherhood it's like an experience, you know, to each his own. I believe if you out here creating babies, you making babies, you got a responsibility to at least have these children in like your reasoning, your plan, your vision for doing what you're doing, striving for what you're trying to do. And that's my personal feat. You know what I mean? My personal goal is to always like include my little ones and whatever I got going on, if I can control the environment, you know, because I believe early exposure breeds what the world calls or labels as genius. You know what I mean? So if we can expose our children to early travels, early access to literature, early access to I don't know, construction sites, blueprints, studying trades, like, and not when we become like 17, 25, because then with the knowledge or with the exposure, your mental capacity is that of an adolescent. So you really, it's not too late, but it's not so spongy to fill up and retain this energy or retain this information, because over your course of your time, you retain so much other information that may be hindering to your capacity, you know? So I just think, you know, as a father, I would say wait till you old enough, till you experience life a bit, because parents are the first teachers, you know? Good or bad, you know, we try to make our kids live a life that we don't live ourselves. So we tend to like get on them when we see a little bit too much of us, and that's just being honest in them that we don't like about ourselves. So be patient with your children, you know what I'm saying? Like, hug your children, like ask them the hard questions, you know what I mean? Like, one thing I'm big on is like, don't let the internet raise your child, or don't let the internet be the first to introduce the tough questions to your children. You know what I mean? Because there's some kids out here, man, they think the internet's smarter than their parents. You know, their parents will tell them something and they'll rebuttal it with something that they heard on the internet, and it's just like, that's because you let the information reach your child before you did, and they kind of lost all faith in your resource. You know, your root of your information, and that's a big deal. You know what I mean? We can't play it down. So it's a lot. It's a lot. But what I will say is, you can have nothing, man, and have everything in your children. You know, so don't judge your fatherhood capabilities based off of like materialistic things. You know, like, cause that won't matter. You know what I mean? Cause children, based off my experience, they don't really know what money is. You know, I give my kids $20 right now. Look up, they probably left it somewhere on an island, you know what I mean, and some old clothes, because they don't spend the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, the parents spend the money. So it's on us to educate them early about, like, the values of a lot of stuff. But all I'm saying is, it's not in the money, man. It's in the time, it's in the love, it's in the respect. Like, that's what the children want. And it's not the easiest thing to do, but I can sit here and tell you, like, I feel better when I have better relationships, better foundation with my children. You know, they have better experiences in school when, you know, I'm doing well, or, you know what I mean, the family right, like, and you can see it. You know what I'm saying? So don't play yourself. You know, if you're a father, make time for your little ones, because that's what it's really all about. If you out here living for yourself, you ain't got nothing to look after, that's a blessing as well. But if you create these seeds, man, you gotta water them. You know what I mean? You gotta nurture them, because what we nurture in the house goes out to the world, and that's a representation of us. So whenever you see mine, just know you see me, and I'm doing the best I can to instill like all the information that one would come to me for, and my little girls, man. You know, because it's a dirty world, it's a dirty game, but they're here now and ain't no going back. So let's prepare these little ones. How I feel about Juneteenth? I feel like Juneteenth has become like a cash grab, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if you go up to like the average black person, you tell them like, you know, what's your understanding of Juneteenth? They'd be like, oh, this the day that we became free, or in slavery, like, you know what I mean? So like, it's real low, like real details behind it. Like, what was that after slavery? I think it was the Reconstruction period. It was like a period, they titled it the Reconstruction, but it's like they ended slavery, but they put it in like codes and like black box codes, where it's like information being shared of how to keep, you know what I mean, the now freed man, you know, down, you know what I mean, through limitations and guidelines, and, you know, limited access to, you know, just a free man's life. So it's a lot that I look at Juneteenth for, because I think year round we need to be educating ourselves, our family, our communities, schools too, just on like the importance of what we've been doing since Juneteenth, not the date of Juneteenth, like what has been happening since Juneteenth. You know, what did Juneteenth really allow for today? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's the better question, because if slavery or those unfortunate times were existing still today, man, with all the resources and technology we got, imagine like the black person being like cast out from social media. You know what I mean? Due to slavery, like, you can see everybody in here just, you know, 1 million followers, you know, running it up. But you probably built the whole software. You probably working in a warehouse. It's like, just imagine. So it's like, now, how was it then? How is it now? And what are some of the things that we deal with still today, or some challenges, you know? So like, Juneteenth to me is a mirror. You know what I mean? It's a mirror to America. You know, it's like, look at what you did. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much it's not good at all. You know, it's gonna be trauma for the rest of our life. As honorable as it is to make Juneteenth a federal holiday and make it recognized, everybody, you know, and work is work, but everybody don't get that day off like they do for like these Christmas holidays. Everybody don't get that off. And then when you do recognize it as a federal holiday, you have to force one to go and do the research to now go revisit this trauma, although necessary, but trauma still, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's no way around like this narrative that we have to keep seeing us down to motivate or inspire us to come up, when it's like, nah, we should start that way. You know what I mean? Because if you have to find your grits through the mud all the time, you know, it's a tougher pursuit. You know what I mean? It's a greater challenge. You know, just the reference of being in the mud leads to having to get clean again. You know what I mean? So it's like, we got to figure out a way where we get our dignity in just existing. You know what I mean? Juneteenth should be a mandatory statement that all Black-owned businesses contribute whatever it is they can in the spaces to wherever it is they reside and do business. It should become mandatory. Mandatory in the fact that it's like data and analysis behind it, to the point where it's like, how many businesses and finances showed up to support, right? And then you look at all your data and say, based on the amount of finance businesses showed up, we need to start offering financial support. You know what I mean? We need to start offering financial literacy to the Black community, because this is the majority of what we have in support of. So it's not reinventing the wheel, it's allowing the wheel to turn. You know what I mean? And go with the motion, man. Like, because we got to start somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, Juneteenth be this big day, it's super huge. And then throughout the rest of the year, it's like we don't have that same unity because Juneteenth don't have a foundation. It's just a celebration. But that's just me. I'm going to let my homeboys come in here and, you know, share their piece.
Peace to all my beautiful Black people getting ready for Juneteenth Day. You feel me? The brother Breon asked me to come on here and speak a few words for y'all, so that's what I'm gonna do. He asked me to build on what fatherhood is, and to me, you know, fatherhood is, you know, not only giving, you know, a woman a baby, but it's also being with her every step of the way, and giving that baby what they need along that way to develop into a, you know what I'm saying, positive, productive young woman or young man. You know what I'm saying? So that means staying around regardless to whatever the situation with your relationship is. You stay there because you are half of that baby. You know what I'm saying? The best part of yourself and the best part of your girl or your woman that you had the baby with is that's what the baby is. The best part of both of y'all. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna need both of y'all for guidance. You know what I'm saying? So that's what fatherhood is for me, man. Being there throughout the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes relationships don't work out, but you could definitely make sure that they work out with yours. You know what I'm saying? Despite all of the obstacles, man, because you definitely will be grateful for it. You know what I'm saying? At the end. And then Brother Breon wanted me to build on what Juneteenth Day meant. And for me, y'all, you know, Juneteenth Day, it just means that's our Independence Day. You know what I'm saying? Not no July 4th, 1776. You know what I'm saying? It's actually June 19th. You know what I'm saying? 1865. You know what I'm saying? And we need to take more pride in that. You know what I'm saying? And know and understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of what America taught us wasn't real, wasn't true. And we was living off that for a while, but now that we know the truth, you know what I'm saying, through history, we need to go ahead and apply that and know and understand that who we are, you know what I'm saying? So this is our Independence Day, man. So let's love each other. Let's unite with each other. And let's, you know, like I said, forget all the other stuff, the negativity and the division. Let's come together for one common cause, and that's to love each other and to build ourselves back up to the greatness that we're supposed to be as Black folks. You feel me? So thank you, Brother Breon, for letting me speak. And everybody, again, have a great Juneteenth Day, all right? Peace.
Clap it up, man. Clap it up. Clap it up. That's right. Hey, I contest. I attest. I agree. I concur with every word, every point of view, man. Like, it's like, Prue Dog, it's like you talking directly to me, man. Like, your words got perfect timing, man. Like I said, man, your words work, man. Your words work, brother. Thank you so much. And again, don't let it end all right here, man. Like, please share your words, share your stories. Don't let this end with us, you know. Pass it on down, you know what I'm saying? Tell us what you think, you know what I mean? What does Father's Day mean to you? You know, how do you relate or don't relate to Father's Day? What does Juneteenth mean to you? How do you acknowledge or don't acknowledge Juneteenth? It's all fair game. All right, so let's get into the next one. This next guy, man, it's like a friend of mine in this industry of music and entertainment. One of the moguls, one of the local leaders, one of the pioneers, just one of the way pavers, you know what I'm saying? And I share a lot of personal views and a lot of like attempts to bring the hip hop community together for the strength of like resource purposes and not just rapping on stages. Like we got some talented artists who happen to be great at other things outside of like their vocal skills. And this dude, this father, this man, black man, he just one of them ones that is a rarity, you know. Willie Wright. Shout out Artist Collective and everything that you bring, your energy. Thank you for doing this. Just, you know what I mean, being down for the cause, bro. And I don't take nothing lightly. And none of us do.
Hey, yo, it's Willie Wright. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Father's Day is big. Doesn't get enough celebration. Shout out to all the fellas who stay. We're the generation after the fellas who left. A message for Juneteenth is continue to be black, continue to be powerful, and continue to stand on what you believe in and hold everything near and dear to your heart. Peace and blessings.
Clap it up. Yes, sir. That's exactly how we doing it. I don't think nothing should be apologetic. Everything should be unapologetic, man. Say what you mean what you say, and keep going on in that motion. Meet the people like yourself along the way. Don't try to bring everybody with you. Don't try to mold people. Find the ones that speaking the truth, if that's what you're speaking. Along the way, along your route, you will discover them, right? Father's Day, man, it's a big day. Juneteenth, it's a huge day. And it's jam-packed, you know. Shout out Tara. You know what I mean? We got to squeeze a mother in here on all these highlights because she low-key the reason why we're here. She low-key the reason why this event goes on every year after year after year in recognition of fathers like myself, you know what I mean, your father. It's all about, like, understanding the small steps make the body, right? Like, when you can get this going over here, it almost becomes autopilot where it hovers and then you focus on something else over here. Tara is including black men, not just fathers, black men in her plight right now. So imagine her elevation. This is the things that data don't show unless you got somebody who's just, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, understand what this is about, you know, and see past the day. See past the day. Look at it like, wow, what a resource one must be to be able to not only think it, plan it, create it. Real quick, look up everybody that we sharing on here. You know what I mean? These is not just lightweight individuals who said, yeah, I'll make that video. These people took the time to come on and share their personal piece. You know, this ain't nothing I went found on the internet. These individuals stopped their day and gave us some of their words. So, thank you, bro. Shout out Willie Wright. I hope y'all enjoying these words. I hope y'all getting a well worth of game and knowledge and just direction. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody won't share the same thoughts, the same experiences. Everybody won't share the same point of views, which is great. That's what shapes us in the right direction, right? We don't need a bunch of people in here saying the same thing. We need to know, like, how the world is affecting black men. You know what I mean? Because these men are from different areas. You know what I mean? So is you. So it's like, life gonna teach you when you don't accept the lesson. Period. You know what I mean? Somebody in your corner trying to, guide you. It may not always be your father. But if somebody in your corner trying to guide you and they're trying to give you some game, you just got this rebellious mindset of like, look, I like what you're saying, but it's the source that it's coming from. Man, God bless you. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to have a hard time in this, because when you know better and you still choose to do wrong, your consequences like triple or something. Because when you know, you can't unknow. You know what I mean? So, hope all my fathers take that in heed of just stepping up. You know what I mean? Don't be a great father, be a great man. You know what I'm saying? And everything else just going to fall in line. This next brother, man, like, this dude was a role model before we was a role model. I'm talking like, we was shorties. You know what I mean? Middle school, high school. This dude had everything grown people had. You know what I mean? Way before he could even be a father. This dude had his mind made. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna be no peon. You know what I'm saying? And the deeper, like, we started doing this, and he sent me his video. I'm playing it back. I'm like, man, okay, it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude is a stand-up dude, man. This dude is a stand-up dude. I'm talking shit, father of the day, father of the week, father of the year. This ain't just because Father's Day is here. You hear me? This dude be holding it down. I'm talking birthdays, graduations, anything where it's like time to just like show up for their little ones. This dude be showing up for his little ones. You know what I'm saying? And I just respect that. You know what I mean? Because he around my age, and it's like, that's inspiration. That's motivation. That's the way. You know what I mean? Like, if you are a young father, man, listen to this black man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then go and follow him. Keep the plays and adjust your moves. So with no further ado, man, I gotta let my boy True Story Ross speak, man. You know what I mean? Like, it was one of my day ones, one of my hometown Peoria, Illinois homeboys, man. Like, and your father, you know what I'm saying? Like, this dude really. There's some people that say, oh, my homie take care of his kids, or he take care of his kids. If taking care of your kids was a person, me, Ross.
Hey yo, it's your boy True Story Ross. My man's wanted me to put something together. He wanted to know like what's the meaning of Father's Day to me. Never had one present in my life, so it made me go super hard for mine. Super duper hard. Like when you ain't got something, and then to know how that feel to not have something, then that mean a lot to you. So my kids mean everything to me. And he wanted to know what Juneteenth mean to me. Juneteenth, they say we was enslaved that day, but in this day and age, we still free slaves, so I really don't get too much caught up into all that. But yeah.
Heavy and legendary, man. But one thing for sure, man. Two things for certain. Real words gotta be spoken. You can't sugarcoat the truth, man. You can't do it. You won't do you justice or nobody else that you could possibly help. So just tell the truth in the real way, even if it's raw. Who better than Ross, man? This dude is, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, look, I didn't even know my man's pops wasn't active in his life, because he's such a great father. I just knew he had a great example, but when you can't lack something, or when you do lack something, you become better at it when it's on you to become what you didn't have, or was to become what no one was to you or for you or with you. You know what I mean? And Ross, you a perfect example of that, bro. You know what I mean? And I salute you with both hands, man, because I know you personally, and dude, I know you go crazy for yourself, but I ain't never seen your shorties lacking, bro, ever. And that's a big deal, bro. So shout out to you for that, man. Real talk, real talk. Who else we got?
Yo, it's Trap Pipe JFK, aka Big John John. Used to be Lil John John. Anyway, what fatherhood mean to me is teach your kids what your parents ain't teach you. You know what I'm saying? not only that, but teach them what you did know and teach them what you thought you should have knew. You know what I'm saying? Just teach them everything, flood them with as much knowledge as possible, so when they get hit in the face with something, it ain't gonna, you know, make them spiral out of control. They can handle it, you know what I'm saying, and stay humble. So, you know, each one teach one, I guess. But make sure you teach your kids as much as you can. That's what fatherhood means to me. As far as Juneteenth, and y'all know what to do, man. We gotta show these kids basically what our parents didn't show us, or sometimes what they did show us. You know what I'm saying? But in this aspect, just tee up, man, and, you know, show the kids a good time. It's your boy, Trap Pack GLK. Check in.
So yeah, I can't really tell you how to be a parent, but what I will say is to each his own. Find your tribe of just right-minded individuals who want to see you be a great parent, a great person, and just fruitful in this life. You know what I mean? Of just negativity. It's a lot of bad energy going around, but we have to find it within to sustain the great things in this life, because out of the many things that goes wrong, and it's a million things that can go right, and it can change your life.
Tori Latham, fatherhood, wow. That was the moment of truth. Everything that a young man can prepare for up until that point is going to show and prove at that moment. But for myself, I just think it was really about being present, being there, letting the child know that at any moment his father was going to be there to support him, whatever the decision was. To also correct them and give them guidance. And I think emotional intelligence is a huge part of that, making sure that they understand how to explain themselves. So for me, that was the biggest thing for fatherhood. And that's part of Juneteenth. It's a celebration that I really, really value, because not only was part of our people free, but the celebration that coming to all of us is free. And I think that's kind of what we need to get back to, is we not succeeding and we're not making advances until all of us are making those advances. We don't judge society by our highs or our lows. We judge it by our medium, and I think that's what Juneteenth represents to me.
Yeah, y'all seen it? Y'all watched the videos? I mean, some of them super emotional, some super inspiring, but overall, it's the truth tellers. You know what I mean? Like, understand that none of this information is easy to share, especially if it's not like a highlight of your life. But it becomes important that others know that you're not alone. You don't experience these lack ofs, or you don't experience these hires alone. You know, somebody always got it worse, somebody always got it better. But your experience matters, and your existence do too. Especially if you're a father and you got children out here. They looking to you as a role model, and if they not, it's unfortunate, because they're looking to somebody else. You know what I mean? And it's not always bad to get direction from elsewhere, but 9 times out of 10, it's not in the best interest all the time, or it's not like as if it was your child. You know what I mean? Like, there's support, and then there's child support. You know what I mean? Like, when it's your child. You know what I mean? Like, so understand, like, you gotta really have some thick skin, man, to be a parent in general. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna get tough. Like, the child you're raising is a little you, so their personality is a mix between you and the other parent, and you may not know when you gonna get that other personality out of them. You know what I mean? You don't know. Like, you may be arguing with yourself, meaning like your child is talking to you crazy, when you know you the one changed these pampers, you the one bought these clothes, you the one housing them, you the one just taking care of them, making sure everything's straight with them, and they got the nerves to just get out of pocket with you. But it's like, man, it's as much as we want to like retaliate to resort to violence, we have to resort to like love and good character. Easier said than done, I know, but me on this platform, I have to share the truth. The truth is, words work, man. Words even work better than like physical blows, and you know what I mean, like contact, like words work, man. Like they stick. You remember, you know, getting your beat, but you remember them words, you remember them conversations. You remember if it was love in it, if it was hate in it. Like you remember the feeling you felt when you heard what you heard. Like it's just speak more. You know what I mean? Like speak life, pray more, have faith, and stand on your decisions that you set out to make or choose for yourself and your children. Like, you know, I can't really tell you how to be a parent, but what I will say is to each his own. Find your tribe of just right-minded individuals who want to see you be a great parent, a great person, and just fruitful in this life. You know what I mean? Of just negativity. It's a lot of bad energy going around, but we have to find it within to sustain the great things in this life, because out of the many things that goes wrong, and it's a million things that can go right, and it can change your life, you know. And it starts with being a better person. And like I say, if you're a father, step up to the plate, man. And if you have been, happy Father's Day to you. Happy Father's Year to you. And I'll see you on the other side. I'll get y'all some food. Love. And to the capitalists, black is not for sale.